on, YouTube, and welcome to another episode of Salmon Skimroll TV. I want to make a quick apology for not having up any content recently. I've been super busy with moving and all that, but I'm back at it, and I'm going to hit you with a deck profile on Adamancipator. I've been working on this for a while, test playing, figuring out what's the best combos and ways to play the deck, and I feel like my deck is different and plays, I don't know, pretty smooth. There haven't been many competitive plays, so it's kind of hard to say how well it's going to do or anything like that. Yeah, online play, but I don't trust those computer mechanics, and there's definitely flaws in the way they shuffle the decks and deal cards. So, but yeah, the deck's done well. I've got some spice, and we're going to get into it. Starting with the main deck, I play 3 Adamancipator Researchers. Researcher allows you to special summon itself if you control a rock on the field, and then you can evacuate the top 5 cards of the deck, special summoning a non-tuner earth or rock monster. Following that, I play 3 copies of Adamancipator Seeker. Seeker allows you to special summon itself if you control an Adamancipator monster, and then you can evacuate the top 5 cards, special summoning a non-tuner. I'm not going to really get into their effects. You guys know how they play. I'll do more into the other cards outside the Adamancipator core. After that, I do 3 copies of Analyzer. Again, Adamancipator core, and it definitely synergizes with the deck. Next is 3 copies of Doki Doki. Doki Doki allows you to discard 1 rock monster, and then you can special summon from the deck another monster with the same level, same attribute. More extenders, giving you the best combo playouts. Next is your Guardian. 3 copies guaranteed Guardian. This is your negate, allowing you to maintain through Nibiru and other cards of that sort. Next is one that most people might disagree on, but I feel is a better way, and I'm going to play 2 cards, and I'll explain both. It's a better option than a current engine that's being ran in Adamancipator, and that is 3 copies of Supplier and 3 copies of Nemesis Keystone. Supplier and Keystone I feel are better than Unexpected Die in the Tenyi engine that's helped to move along the deck. Supplier is an extra body. It is a chain blocker, and it's not a brick in the hand. I feel like Unexpected Die, when it's in the hand, and if you draw into the normals that are in the deck, is done. They're dead cards. You can't do anything. Or you draw into the normals and you don't draw into Unexpected Die. The Tenyi card, it's a first summon off, and that's it. These you can go into more plays come turn 2, if there is a turn 2. I'm not saying you're going to have a turn 2. The main point of this deck is not to have a turn 2. It's the turn 1, build a board they can't break, and go into game 2. But it allows you to extend plays and build the hand. And that's what I like about this, especially with Keystone. Also is another card that allows you to go into Nichiria Beast super easy with Analyzer and Keystone. So I'm pretty heavy set on these. I think at 3, both of them, they're good cards. Following that, it's the big body of the deck, and that is Block Dragon. I'm not going to get too much into Banlist predictions and all that, but I'm sure it's going to get banned. This is your searcher through the deck. It's what carries the deck. I feel Adamancipator is not the same without it. You can try, but it's very easy to stall out the deck without Block Dragon. Next is My Spice. I play 2 copies of the Dark Hex Sealed Fusion. I'll go more into this card through the extra deck explanation, but it's a rock body easy to play out off of one of the Adamancipator effects. And another non-tuner that lets you move along in the deck. Following that, I go into your 2 copies of Gigantus. This is Extender again. It's great because you banished Nemesis, and that comes back to your hand at the end of the turn, and then Gigantus on board. I play 2 copies of Fossil Dyna. Reason I play this is because I don't run Abyss Dweller. I feel this is a better, not Abyss Dweller, I'm sorry. I don't run the Buster Blade that everybody runs. I run this instead. Guess what? Nobody gets special summon. And I play this out at the end phase, or not at the end phase, but I play this out at the end of my turn so that I don't have to worry about needing to special summon again throughout the turn. I then play 2 copies of Tackle Crusader. I'm in the air about this. I feel Tackle Crusader is a great side deck option, not main deck. Yes, it is a Earth rock body, but I would rather side this in than main it. That's my opinion. Just because, I mean, its effects are worthless at the time when you play it. Like when it comes out, you can't do anything with it besides it being a rock body to go into, and there's plenty of that in this deck. After that, I play 1 copy of Gate Blocker. This was a one-of that I decided to place in the deck, and I might actually make it 3 of and take out Tackle Crusader. And then side in the 2 Tackle Crusader, leaving 1 Gate Blocker when needed. After that, I play 1 copy of Wizard Buster Destruction Sword. This one is my Abyss Dweller. I don't play Abyss Dweller because I needed extra deck space, and I felt this was better. Everybody plays the other Buster Sword, but again, Fossil Dyna's in place of that. And this one cuts off effects in the grave, just like Abyss Dweller does. Moving on, I play Adamancipator Signs at 3. Why not continue to play your rock monsters from the grave? And moving forward and getting better plays out. This is great because you can even special summon, I don't know, you can go into higher plays and then pull back, for instance, Dragite later on, or pull back, I mean, anything else. I feel like this is a better extender. It allows you to move on, move forward. The next card I'm playing is 3 of Called by the Grave. Now, I took these out previously, and I was running a different card called Lullaby of Obedience. My brother and I were contemplating, going first, though you don't know your opponent's deck, so it's kind of hard. But my opinion, and I tried to rebuttal with that, was 90% of the current deck builds run Nibiru. So you play Lullaby of Obedience, pay 2,000 life points, and call Nibiru the Primal Being, and you instantly get either A, Nibiru to your hand, which I doubt your opponent's going to give that to you, or B, you get a free rock body, 3,000 rock body on your field, because Lullaby of Obedience ignores the summoning conditions of the card and instantly plays it to the field. Doesn't negate his effects. Yes, the effects don't matter when it comes to that, but it instantly plays you a Nibiru on board. That's my ruling on it. But I understand where my brother's coming from. This is a good way to out hand traps and move forward on the deck, and then surprise your opponent turn 2 or game 2 with Lullaby. Now knowing their deck, and you could go into other things and grab other things from their deck to play with. After that, that is my main deck. Next, I'll go into my extra deck, and we can see a little of the spice that I play in there. It's not much. There's a little different variation compared to other people, but we'll start off with my synchro plays. I play one Dragite. Dragite is an amazing card, non-targeting bounce. Typically, with how many rocks I play in the deck, which is 90% of the deck, if not, 40, we'll say 6 cards are spell, the rest are rock. So out of a 40 card deck, you're looking at 34 being rock monsters. So you get that continuous non-targeting bounce with Dragite. On top of it, the water that lands in the grave is going to be Needle Fiber. That gives you his negate ability. Next, and I apologize, I don't have an English version. My brother let me borrow his ultimate rare version of Savage Dragon. You play Savage Dragon. Usually the link that I'm going to equip my Savage Dragon with is going to be Saryuja. Saryuja is my big play, my big body that allows me to search out my hand and continue to gain advantage. Next, I play one copy of Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon. Again, another negates that he's easy to go into because of what's her name? Raptite. So I'll summon out Raptite, and then I'll link off Raptite with a level 2 tuner, giving me my Crystal Wing. Next is then Raptite. Raptite's an extra body on board. Doesn't matter if it's a tuner or not, you get a free rock. And then we have Martial Metal Marcher. Marcher is great going in with the Link Cross engine. I hate Link Cross. I feel like Link Cross is definitely a card that's going to get hit. And I'm trying to twist the deck to where I don't play Link Cross. Metal Marcher can still be gone into with Nemesis and any of the other level 2 tuners in the deck. So it can stay and it can continue to play through. Next, I have Nichiria Beast. Very easy to go into in this deck. And while it's face up on the field, your opponent doesn't get to play spell cards. After that is Herald of the Arclight. Allows you to banish, negate spell and trap, usually in monster effect, and usually is the last negate to use on board. I want those banishes as much as possible. Next is my Spice, which is Millenniumize Restrict. You summon out Hex and another effect monster, tribute them both, and Millenniumize Restrict. Hex Seal allows you to substitute itself as a material, a dark fusion material, and that would be relinquished. Next, the other one has to be what's set on the card, and that's an effect monster. So he's very easy to go into. I'm debating at running him at 2 instead of 1, and then bumping Hex up to 3 instead of 2. After that, my one and only Exceed monster, and that is going to be Gallic Granite. Everybody knows what we use Gallic Granite for, and that is to search Block Dragon. I then run, for my Link monsters, 1 copy of Appaloosa, 1 copy of Needle Fiber, and I refuse to call it its other name. Needle Fiber is what it is. 1 copy of Link Cross, 1 copy of IP Masquerena, 1 copy of Union Hanger, and 1 copy of Saryuja. Saryuja's great because even if I don't do Saryuja equipped to Savage, and I do, for instance, Needle Fiber, well, no, I don't want to do Needle Fiber, but if I do Link Cross, that's 1 negate, yeah, and he gets that 1 boost, or if I do most likely my needle fiber, and I don't have dragite on board. Needle fiber, he'll have the 2 negates off that, Saryuja end board, and then I use his last special summon to give me Dinah on board, and then Dinah cuts out special summoning. That's usually how I play that out. Union Hanger is used to equip. Then you have IP, and Union Hanger goes into Appaloosa, or Appaloosa on the end of the board. My boards have been pretty well stacked, sitting on 7, sometimes 8 negates with no graveyard effects and no special summoning. Yeah, I mean, the deck is ridiculous, and there's so many ways to stop out hand traps and all that good stuff. And if I get Buster Sword on board pretty quickly, I mean, it cuts out a lot of effects, and it stops a lot. The deck's great. I love it. I hope you guys enjoy it, and keep continuing to grow, support the channel, and I will support my subscribers as much as possible. If you guys like it, give it a thumbs up, subscribe.